do you feel like for you? Because I know, just the agents and stuff we talk to over the time, they a lot of, and I don't think there's anything wrong going part time in the beginning to get your feet wet. Do you feel like maybe it was proof of concept for you that made you go, okay, I started out, got part time, proof of concept. I know I can do this. I'm out.
Well, I do.
Or
I would probably back up even before that. So, I mean, it really depends on the individual.
mhm,
So, here's why. Before I ever got into real estate, while I was still working at Tarrant County College, I was already developing myself, personal development. I was reading, I was exposing myself to just people who were people or books or, seminars, things like that, that would
yeah,
help me to grow as an individual, that would expand my thinking, my capacity. So I already knew that, I was going to be doing something big. It was just figuring out where that opportunity lied for me personally.
yeah,
Somebody who's like that, who's kind of growing and they're developing themselves and they're reading and they're learning and they're trying to talk with people and they're going here and they're going there and they're elevating their mindset. Somebody like that, yes, I
right,
think they can make a leap and
Mhm.
be successful. But if you've never done anything, you've never picked up a book, you've never thought about your future, you don't have vision, you don't have drive, you don't have passion, and you're like, well, let me just figure this out. I'm not sure that's a great recipe for success.
yeah.
So I felt like before I ever got into real estate, I was already successful. Does that make sense? Because of
No, it makes
everything
sense.
that I was taking in, because of who I was becoming. 6 months, a year and a half before I ever got my license, I
Yeah,
just recognized at that moment that that was my opportunity,
yeah.
if that makes sense.
No, that makes perfect sense. That's such a huge, that's a nugget. Anybody listening to that, like that, that's probably one of the number one things because most people they start what? They start real estate and they're like,
Mhm.
whether it's they get their license or they're like, I'm going to be a wholesaler or I'm going to go, go to, an investment club. And, but they miss that huge part you just said, the
Mhm.
personal development, and
Yes.
they miss it and they don't do it. They don't listen to anything. They don't read any books. There's no one, there's nothing to expand their mind. I
Right.
mean, man, like you nail on the head. That is the number one thing people don't do
Correct.
that would make that dictates everything. Because in
Yes.
order to make six figures or anything else beyond that or six, seven, like, that's not a physical thing, right? That's a
Correct.
mental thing. You've got to believe you can do it. You got to believe. And if they haven't done that part, then they'll never get to that.